decided today I was going to make a completely different video. Let me get closer to the microphone for this one. Today I was going to make a completely different video, and something happened while I was talking to some friends, and I decided that I wanted to come and make a video about this particular topic instead. I'm working on a much longer video about the 7 lessons that I've learned in the 7 years that I've been on YouTube. And one of the things that I can tell you that is probably not going to be included just because it's such a sad thing. When I started on YouTube, there was an entire group of channels, and I've seen versions of this on other platforms. So I know that the type of content is still alive and well. I just don't engage in it anymore. And it is the topic of people who find themselves in a very distressing medical or physical situation. And in fact, I used to follow 2 people, a young lady and a young man, and both of them have since passed away. They were diagnosed with cancer, and they decided to take their journey public on YouTube. If I remember, I will leave the links to both of those channels. They passed away a while back, so I don't know if the channels are even still available. But I do remember that once, because the first person I followed was the guy. He was very enthusiastic, very optimistic, and unfortunately, after a couple of treatments, there was nothing they could do, and he ended up passing away. And I apologize in advance because they're getting the apartment upstairs ready for the new people, and it's been every time I try to do something, of course, there's sound. Thing with the young lady was a little different because when I started following her, she was already diagnosed terminal, and so she wanted to do the best that she could and for the longest time, and unfortunately she passed away. After those 2, it was so heartbreaking for me because, when they're younger, it always gets me. I get upset when anybody dies that I know that I care about, but when they're younger, for some reason, it hurts more. Because you sit here and you think, I know a lot of people that are horrible humans, and they're still alive and kicking, and these kids have their whole life ahead of them, and they're gone. After I stopped watching that kind of content, there was a young lady that was into makeup, and that one really broke me because she had been sick. She hadn't even been sick that long. I was following her because she used to do a lot of makeup tutorials, and she was a little older, so she was closer to me in age. She wasn't super old, but she was not in her 20s, let's put it that way. And I had been following her for a while, and then all of a sudden she got sick, and she didn't last long at all. That was the last straw for me. And then last year, I don't know why, I started following this young lady whose kid got sick, got a brain tumor, and that baby died as well. Again, something about them being younger than me, just especially when you see so many horrible people in the world that get to live to be 70, 80, and 90, and you see these poor kids that don't even stand a chance. But that's not why I'm making this video. Since I've been on social media, last 7 years of my life in terms of actually posting content, I have been around certain people, and I'm thinking of 2 specifically. One of them, it was a shock to every single one of us. She posted something to the effect of, I have to deal with something, I'll be back. And the next thing we know, she passed away. Now, this person and I were not friends. We were not friendly. We were never friendly. I did follow her content in the beginning of my life, paying attention to beauty and beauty drama, because she had some really good content. Her videos were top notch. Her live streams, I never watched any of them because it was unhinged. But her videos were absolutely very well researched, very well put together. The other person I was actually friendly with at one point on my life here on social media. And I don't want to give too much away of what the video is talking about, but one of the things that I'm talking about in this video is how people will come to you for apparent reason A, and then it turns out that it's reason B, or somewhere along the way that it changes, and how we are so hell-bent on keeping this facade when the reality of life is that you're not friends with everybody that you've been friends with all your life. I mean, every normal human being will have friendships in their life that, like the poem says, for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Not everybody's supposed to be with you for a lifetime, okay? This specific person at one point liked me so much that she sent me a brooch that I still have somewhere in this apartment. That particular brooch has been a topic of discussion for quite a few months because of things that I'm not going to get into. But I have been thinking about giving it away or selling it. And today I found out that this person passed away. Now, the last thing I had heard from this person was that they were sick. I knew they were sick. I didn't know how bad they were. But I did know that they did not take great care of themselves either. So, am I surprised that they passed away? No. Did it hurt in a way? Yes, because this person was very friendly towards me, and unfortunately, they allowed a third person to get in between our friendship, and they chose to believe that person to the point where this person got paranoid that I was stalking them, their social media to downvote them and whatnot. And of course I found this out like years later, and I was like, I don't know why people assume that I do things that I really don't have time for. And let me be very clear, this is not my life. I love doing videos. I love posting content. I absolutely love giving my opinion, doing research on topics that I don't know enough about so I can come and tell you what I learned. But once I film a video about a person or a situation, it's done. I don't give a crap what happens after. Unless I do a video, then I go do the research to find out what happened. But I'm not the kind of person that stays on that topic. Like, for example, if I make a video on James Charles, I will look for whatever I need to look for, and I'm done. If I make a video on Brittany Dawn is the perfect example. I literally just found out that Brittany Dawn is up to her old antics. I don't pay attention to Brittany Dawn. I did a really well-researched video on her because back in the day she was a fitness trainer, and it was something that I'm familiar with, the career itself. And I wanted to find out more about it. But once the law got involved and they decided to take her to trial for whatever and whatnot, and she started claiming that God was protecting her because she had done nothing wrong, which she actually admitted to doing something wrong, so I don't know why she said that. But anyway, once that was over, I was done. I don't know why people assume that I spend my entire time on social media just because they do, if that makes sense. I don't understand why people are so hell-bent on saying that they're happy, but they spend 99% of their time on social media bashing other people. If you really happy with your life, you don't have time to sit around bashing other people. Now, if your genre of content creation is commentary, drama, tea, whatever, I understand that you are going to look at those people and analyze it, but I assume that everybody's just like me. They do their research, they do their video, and they move on. It's only after when you start looking at their social media that you realize that some people either get obsessed with a particular topic or with a particular group of people. But not everybody is like that, is what I'm trying to say. Personally, I have a medical disease that causes mental health issues, and I'm talking about depression and anxiety. I have, what is it called? It's not a personality disorder. I have OCD. My OCD has to do with books. If I could turn the computer around so you would see the mountain of books that I have in this apartment, you would understand. I am not on social media 24/7. Even when I leave the YouTube open on my computer, is because I'm listening to music. I rarely sit around listening to other commentary channels. I might, if I'm waiting for something or I'm having a flare up and I'm having a bad day like today and I'm laying in bed most of the day, more than likely I might watch one or two commentary videos from like Calamarchi or Peterman or what I consider non-problematic content creators, to be honest with you. I don't like to get in the drama of the whole thing. I just want you to tell me your opinion and move on with my life. Or if there's something that I want, that I'm really interested in, like in, for example, in the true crime community, I actually watch Bozy, and I watch what's the name? Coffee House Drama, I think it is, or That Chapter. Sometimes Bailey Sarian. I don't really, love freaking Swoop. Absolutely love her. But for me to watch a Swoop video, I have to be in the mood because she's making them so long, because she's making documentaries out of stories, basically, that I have to sit there, put the video, watch 20 minutes, go do something else, maybe 2 hours later watch another 20 minutes. I can't sit through the whole thing in one swoop. So, but my life is not social media, and it's definitely not social media drama. And I don't have to explain that to anybody. The reason why I'm telling you this is because I want you to understand the shock level when I found out that this person had passed away. Because I honestly, I am really sorry if you hate me and you watch me all the time. More than likely, I don't even think about you once during my day. Now, that didn't used to be the case. When you were all trying to get me to, I don't know, delete, I thought about y'all every single day for hours at a time because I couldn't understand why you hated me so much. Most of the people who hated me back in 2018, 2019, 2020 never once interacted with me, never talked to me, never came to a live stream, never did anything for me to know that you existed. And maybe that's why they hate me, because I did not acknowledge them. But if you don't speak, if you don't post a comment, if you don't tweet at me or anything like that, I don't know you exist. There's 8 billion people in the world. I don't know all of them. I don't even know the 3.5 million people that consider themselves Puerto Rican. That's a crazy amount of people to know. I could never possibly. So the idea that I think about you and that's why I hate, that I'm ignoring you on purpose, I'm sorry to tell you that's not what it is. I have shit in my personal life that I have to deal with. And that's who I pay attention to. I don't pay attention to any of the other stuff. Now, as far as people who were friendly with me, and for whatever reason we are not friendly anymore, be it because they turned their back on me or because we just drifted apart. There's a lot of people that I used to hang out on social media that I don't do live streams anymore, and I don't know that I ever will. I don't go on panels anymore, and I don't know that I ever will. I'm working on some projects where it's more of a podcast type situation. So on those, if at any point they decide to go live, I might go live. But other than that, I want to be able to create my content and move on with my life on an everyday basis. I have challenged myself to post content every day on YouTube as a video of something that happens during the day, and I just want to talk about it. And I'm telling you right now, I'm filming this right now, and if I don't have to edit it at all, I'll just create a thumbnail and move on with my life and post it at 7 p.m. And if you haven't noticed that, yeah, that's when I'm posting at 7 p.m. every night I can. I don't really think about stuff like that so much because I have 20 other things that are more important to me that are the things that I really care about. When somebody is no longer in my life, be it because they chose it, I chose it, or it just happened, which happens a lot, I don't think about them anymore. Now, the people that just drift away, for example, there was this lady that used to be very close to me in terms of that she always commented on all the stuff that I did. And I think about her all the time. Why? Because it wasn't, we didn't unfriend each other. It's just we drifted apart. And I think about her all the time and I wish she's okay. Now, one thing I will say, unlike all these people on social media that hate each other's guts, I don't hate anybody in particular because this is not, I try to make it not real life. Like, I don't go real life with anybody here on social media just because it's not that big a deal. It's just internet drama. And people tend to take it to the next level. Now, again, in 2018, 2019, 2020, yes, it affected the hell out of me. And that's part of the reason why I want to make the video, so that people that are coming in now know what to prepare themselves for, so that they don't fall for the same crap I did. In reality, after, I want to say it was 2020, the end of 2020 on October, something happened. I'm not going to get into the specifics now. I might bring it up on that video. And based on what happened that night, I realized you're an idiot. Stop thinking that much about those people and just do the same thing you do with the content. Because with the content, I had always been that way. I would make a video, forget about it. Make a video, forget about it. And so with haters, with people you call haters, that is the best course of action, is just to ignore them and move on with your life. If you are no longer my friend because we had some sort of difference of opinion, which is the case with this person decided to make fun of Trisha Paytas' weight and called her a fat ass in public on Twitter. And that was the beginning of a very bitter argument that ended that friendship. I personally had nothing against this person. This person let other people in her ear tell her what to think, and unfortunately she believed them. That has happened several times. It's okay. We are all, I'm not going to say that I've never fallen for that, because I have. But that happens a lot on social media. Even big content creators will allow some idiot to get in their ear, and the next thing you know, they end friendships, they end contracts, they end everything because they let the rumors get to them, okay? But in this particular situation, I didn't have anything against this person. I wish them the best. Personally, I think the best course of action, wish them the best and get them out of your head. That's how I feel about it. Does it take some time? Of course it takes some time, especially if they were very friendly with you and you actually shared some good times. It is going to hurt and it is going to linger for a little bit. But after a while, you just forget about them because you have way too many other things in your life that you have to take care of. And that's what happened with this person. I lost track of this person for, I want to say, about 3 years. Because that's when I found, maybe it was less, but it was sometime. I try to gauge things before the panini and after the panini, and I do recall that this was after the panini that I found out this person was sick. I hadn't heard from them in a long time. I hadn't heard anybody talking about them from a long time, and today I went to their page and found out that they had passed away. I'm not heartbroken, but it did shock me. And it's kind of sad because you always think that maybe someday down the line, the ones that you don't hate, you think that someday down the line you might be able to mend fences, not necessarily be friendly again, but at least be cordial. And it was kind of sad that that never happened because that person was not a bad person. They just trusted the wrong people. And the reason why I'm bringing this all up is because I needed to get that off my chest. And because I want you to take my advice on this one thing. Nothing on social media is worth bringing to real life. Number one. Number two, If you really, really hate somebody that much that you spend all your free time thinking about them, maybe that's something that you should take to your doctor or mental health professional, because that's not normal. If somebody's consuming that much of your time, that's kind of obsessive. And believe an OCD person, I'm obsessive about other things. I'm obsessive about elephants and gnomes and Barbie dolls and things like that. I don't. I obsessed over the fact that I'm about to. Well, I was supposed to start cooking dinner half an hour ago. That's the kind of stuff that I obsess. I obsess about dumb stuff, and the bills. The bills is my worst one. But the reality is that if you're obsessing over a particular person that you had some sort of beef with, that is something that you should talk to a mental health professional, because that's not normal. And trying to ruin somebody's personal life in real life because you had some sort of internet beef is crazy. And lastly, if you really think that you might be able to at least get to a point where you can be cordial with somebody, do it, because you never know when you're going to wake up one morning and they're not going to be there anymore. That's all I can say for today. Thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day.